Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matador from freetradingvideos.com. It is still July 16th, 2009. We're going to do a little forensic type of taking the markets apart here, a little CSI, if you will. Let's take apart the S&P 500 3-minute. A little bit of a gap down this morning. Had a run back up to this 93.55 area from the previous day. Nice high there. A little bit of a stall, then back to support. And we began testing and pinging through the $93 mark. Talked about that this morning. So this video that I burned this morning with 93, and we've got this narrowing, this pinching, a big long consolidation during the day. All the market internals were at that point divergent, and as the markets tested away this overhead resistance from this lower swing high, I know it's kind of I'll zoom in here. You can see again and again, just pinging away at that, back down to 93, double bottom, lower swing high, worked our way up, and then finally one big blast right through it, chopped around, put in a really nice high base type of situation right here. Previous swing highs of both the previous day and today. Finally blasted through that, some really nice trading opportunities right in here. Big move up, still not confirmed by the trend at that point. But the trend Q was strong, and if you saw the VIX during that same time frame, it was starting to drop. So it had blasted through this area of support, which became resistance at one point. So some support in here, big volatile shift, bled out, and then now we're actually back up. Very interesting to close on a high with a run up in the VIX, but we'll get back to that. So back to the S&P, nice move up. The round number of 94, to my eye, would have been a pretty good significant area of resistance. Ended up testing right through that, coming right back to support, and now we're actually putting in a test of this gap. So let's take a look at what this looks like on a broader time frame. So 15-minute chart in the S&P. There's that big long consolidation we saw. Again, not atypical after a big move up in a couple of days. And really nice to see that breakout. That's where a lot of trading activity and opportunities were today. A little bit hard to wait for it, and also to go long in the face of a big run-up without all the market internals lined up. But sometimes you got to go for it. Right in here, this is what it looks like in even a higher time frame. Now I can zoom out, and you can see what we're fighting into. So this swing high many days ago, got tested through. And this is the move up. So this is a fairly significant area at the 93.20 area, 28 area, and we have even now begun to fill this gap. This is the very beginning gap of the subsequent failure that we saw out of this high base on a daily chart. You can see that right here. So that's the gap we just looked at. Pretty cool to go out now. It's like we're going higher and higher into space, taking a look down at the battlefield. So this is just now being tested one time. Boom, right there. Right above that, if you take it apart one more level, it's $95 mark would be a perfect gap fill. We'll watch that for another target. Just watch how the market closed, and you can see that this run up, the whole move up in here, and the sell-off. Look at the VIX rising at the end of the day. Some fear at the end of the day coming in. The trends, however, just barely bled out. The trend Q stayed strong all day long, even below the 0.6 level. And the bank index, which had been failing early on this morning, even stabilized and then just ran through the roof. Tonight we have Google, G-O-O-G, and IBM, ticker symbol, doing their earnings. So be very careful. If you're in those, of course, you would have needed to have been hedged, I suppose, unless you're, again, just going for it, which is kind of trying to be a hero or a zero. Be very careful how you play through earnings if you ever decide to. And some good stuff. So it's fun, again, taking apart the broad markets, layering on top of all that your own stock work, looking for relative strength and weakness, and it's fantastic. All your comments, questions, thoughts about the newsletter, about the chat room, about our forum, help us to sort of form fit FTV to your liking, and those comments are always welcome, so bring them on. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of the night, and I'll be talking to you soon.